From Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
Tornado warning until 1:15 for parts of Baldwin County early on this Friday morning. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson. It has been a long severe weather day on Thursday, but now we're in Friday, and this is a possible tornado near Loxley pushing to the southeast. Possible tornado going to end up very near Robertsdale shortly, and this is a situation that is a call to action, meaning we need you to take action to protect yourself as we have a tornado warning until 1:15 a.m. for Baldwin County, Alabama, specifically for areas near Loxley, Robertsdale, and also Silver Hill. You are included in this tornado warning that is valid until 1:15 a.m. We also should note that we have a flash flood emergency in progress for parts of the Pensacola Metro. I'll show you that in just a minute, but again, we are here because of this new tornado warning that has just come on the board for parts of Baldwin County, Alabama. Just getting out our Red Zone Weather app alert. And again, it's 12:33 in the morning early on this Friday. Let's go ahead and switch over to the velocity view, and there it is. Possible tornado is going to be right here, just to the west of Alabama Highway 59, just to the west of Loxley, and this is moving just like this. On that trajectory, it's going to end up basically paralleling 59, coming into areas near Robertsdale and Silver Hill right here on 104 over the next few minutes. This is a tiny tornado warning polygon. And let's actually show you the watch warning map because this is what we've got going on. Tornado warning in progress for Loxley, Robertsdale, and Silver Hill. Those are the three communities involved in this active tornado warning. And this is going to be a situation where we need you, if you are in Loxley or Robertsdale or Silver Hill, to be in a safe place now. Take this seriously. I know it's super inconvenient, but if you have kids, wake them up, put a tornado helmet on them and on you. A helmet is the best possible thing to protect yourself whenever we have tornado warnings. By the way, no active warning for Daphne, Spanish Fort, Fairhope, Bell Forest. You're okay right now. Same thing down at the beaches. Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Foley. You're fine right now. This is an issue specifically for Loxley, Silver Hill, and Robertsdale. Just to give you some geographical bearings here, this is Alabama Highway 59. This is all south of Interstate 10. North of I-10, no issues right now. This is south of I-10. This is Alabama Highway 104 right here. Silver Hill sits right here. This is Silver Hill, this is Robertsdale, and the possible tornado is going to be back in through here, pushing just like this, on a beeline for Robertsdale and Silver Hill. So if you know someone that would be in Robertsdale, Alabama, or Silver Hill, Alabama, in Baldwin County, call them now and wake them up. Let them know that we have a possible tornado coming in from the north. Normally these things are moving from southwest to northeast. This one's different. It's coming in from the north, pushing off to the south. So that's the tornado warning that has just been issued for parts of Baldwin County. The other item of note that's very important very early on this Friday morning is that we have an active flash flood emergency in progress for the Pensacola, Florida metro area due to the fact that we have had upwards of a foot, yes, a foot of rain over the last several hours, as this band of rain has just continuously brought heavy rain, especially to the western part of the Pensacola Metro. So again, the Weather Service declaring this a rare flash flood emergency for Myrtle Grove, downtown Pensacola, Warrington, NAS Pensacola. Don't be driving in this if you can help it. If you're in a flood-prone area and your house is going to flood, obviously you've got to get out. But if you're just driving, to be driving, don't do that in this situation, as we have again, 12 inches of rain in this zone. This lighter shade of green, that polygon, is your flash flood emergency that is in effect for Pensacola. I see that the Weather Service has opted to cancel the tornado warning. So let's check that out. Again, just like that, poof, it's gone. And that's what we like to see. This was a brief spin up on radar that really forced the Weather Service hand to issue a tornado warning. And let's kind of back this up and see what triggered this. Yeah, right there, that little blip that you saw, it really got hot there for a second. You see the pink and the green come together. Let's watch it one more time. And this circulation has kind of faded out. Boom, right there. You saw it, but it's now gone. And so just like that, we are without a tornado warning, which is good. But nonetheless, this is a situation that kind of underscores the need to be prepared and have a way to get those urgent weather warnings over the next several hours, I should say, as we continue to monitor this stream and plume of moisture that continues to move in from the northwest. Now, in our last live video that happened about 2 or 3 hours ago, when we had the tornado warning down in Pensacola that unfortunately caused tremendous amounts of damage there near the coast apparently, and also unfortunately has killed at least one person. We're very sad about that, but unfortunately one person has passed away due to storm damage in Pensacola, Florida. So our thoughts and prayers certainly go out to the family of that storm-related victim. And we've actually got another round of showers and thunderstorms on the way. Currently back here over parts of Texas, this is going to cross through southern Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, and ultimately end up in our part of the world tomorrow morning. And I say tomorrow morning, it's now Friday morning. So later this morning, we're going to have another batch of showers and thunderstorms. So unfortunately, this is not over just yet. Let's go back over to our local radar view, and let me just reiterate, the reason that we came on the air is because of this tornado warning that was on the board for, goodness, I don't know, about 10 minutes, not even that, for parts of central Baldwin County. Loxley, Silver Hill, and Robertsdale had a tornado warning, but that is now off Silver Hill, or Loxley. All clear from the tornado threat, and you can go back to bed if that's what you want to do. Just have a way to get urgent weather warnings over the next several hours, as we may have more in the way of warnings over the next several hours. We're not expecting big bad tornadoes. That's the good thing. But if a weak spin-up tornado hits your house, it's a big deal. And so that's why we always encourage folks in situations like this, even though it's more of a lower end tornado threat at this point, have a way to hear warnings over the next several hours. Now, while we're here, let's go ahead and talk about this, because we do have an ongoing flash flood emergency. The Weather Service characterizes this as a catastrophic damage threat. You can see that here. This is in effect until 2:45 a.m. And please understand, this is the rarest of the rare in terms of a flash flood event. Upwards of 10 to 12 plus inches of rain. That's a foot of rain. A foot of rain has fallen here in the western part of the Pensacola Metro. Let's kind of zoom on in and get into the nitty-gritty here of what we're looking at. Myrtle Grove, NAS Pensacola, Warrington, downtown Pensacola, areas near Palafox, also areas out here near Fort Pickens, and Gulf Breeze. If you're in Gulf Breeze, you are under this flash flood emergency that is valid until 2:45 a.m. Again, what this means, it's an enhanced version of a flash flood warning. About 1% of all flash flood warnings ever turn into a flash flood emergency. And what that means, don't drive if you can help it. But also, if you're in an area that's in a flood-prone zone, in other words, when we get these torrential rain events, if you get locked in somehow, you got to get out, all right? So a flash flood emergency for Pensacola, specifically the western part of Pensacola, Naval Air Station Pensacola, NAS, Warrington, Myrtle Grove, Gulf Breeze, under that flash flood emergency. Let's kind of do a wide view across the region. We do have ongoing showers and thunderstorms across parts of Mobile County, from Mobile out to Wilmer, also happening near Pritchard, Crichton, also out here in West Mobile near the airport. Stronger storms happening now across southern Baldwin County. These are under severe limits. Loud and proud thunderstorms producing lots of lightning extending from the eastern shore region near Fairhope and Daphne over to Loxley, Robertsdale, Summerdale, Silver Hill. These are pushing just like that, unfortunately, toward our friends in Pensacola, where very heavy rain continues, and it looks like there's more on the way. Let's quickly check the velocity on this, because I do note that the Weather Service sent me a message a bit ago. indicating that there was some yeah, there it is. That was likely a brief water spout over Mobile Bay. This is Interstate 10 right here. Daphne, Montrose, Fairhope. This is 98 right here, US Highway 98. Again, this is Interstate 10. 90 is right here. This is 31. This is Alabama Highway 225. Right there, that was likely a brief water spout that moved onshore into Spanish Fort and Daphne, right there near Home Depot, near Taco Mama. Also areas right there near the big shopping center at Bass Pro. Possible water spout. Watch it. We'll see it go in right there. But that has weakened. That circulation is now off of the board. Goodness gracious, the Weather Service reporting that we've now had 16 inches of rainfall, 16 inches of rain over the last several hours here across parts of the Pensacola Metro. That's in excess of a foot of rain. And so, you know, we don't go live for flash flood warnings, but if there ever was one to go live for, it's this. It's this flash flood emergency that continues for the western part of the Pensacola Metro, basically from 110 and downtown back over to the west towards Warrington, out here towards Navy Boulevard and NAS Pensacola. Flash flood emergency, 16 inches of rain. And so that's the big story at this point. Again, I want to look through the velocities here and see if we see anything suspicious. I'm kind of looking at this on my screen with you to see if I see anything of note. Let's zoom into this thing near Daphne. Weak rotation right here over Daphne. This is not a tornado signature at this point, but nonetheless, yeah, and it's kind of weakening there. You've also got some very, very broad rotation with that formerly warned storm now over Robertsdale. This is drifting off to the southeast. No warnings in effect as of 12:42. No tornado warnings in effect as of 12:42 a.m. early on this Friday morning. We'll put the local radar in motion so that you can see. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to continue to have heavy rain across the Pensacola Metro. Goodness, really for the next hour at least, maybe even 2 hours. And they've had 16 inches of rain down there in some cases. And so it's going to end up being more like 20 inches of rain in, 4 or 5 hours. Just an ungodly number of inches of rain down there in Pensacola. And that's why that ongoing flash flood emergency is still in place. So I realize that it is very, very early in the morning on this Friday, 12:43 a.m. And look, I get it that, there's some of you watching that like to watch our coverage, and I really appreciate that. We appreciate that you choose us during severe weather, but I don't want to be up here just, talking to be talking. And so because of that, what we're going to do is go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. If we have more tornado warnings, we'll come straight back on Facebook Live and YouTube Live to bring you the very latest. I'll tell you what, let's kind of do one final run through across the region. And I see that there's a tornado warning over in the Florida Panhandle. That is going to be over near Perry, Florida, to the southeast of Tallahassee. Tell you what, let's switch over to the regional radar view just so we can check that out briefly. You got some supercell storms that have fired up just to the south of Tallahassee. This is Interstate 10 right here. Showers happening in parts of Gulf and Bay counties down near Port St. Joe and Panama City. Severe storms happening offshore. This is that same cluster of thunderstorms that crossed our region over the course of 12 hours throughout the day on Friday. And again, we have that ongoing flash flood emergency that continues for the Pensacola Metro. Let's kind of work these storms from east to west briefly, because if you're in Destin, you've got light rain falling right now. Same thing at Niceville, same thing at Eglin Air Force Base. Moderate rain happening near Hurlburt Field, near Fort Walton Beach, near Ocean City, Wright, Valparaiso, that area. Heavy rain is happening near Navarre, along US Highway 98, back over to Tiger Point. Heavy rain also noted near Pine Bluff, just to the southeast of Milton. But it's just rain, all right? So if I just called you out, you're fine. Yes, lightning, yes, thunder, but mostly just rain in those areas. No warnings in terms of tornadoes or severe thunderstorms. If you're in Pensacola, that's kind of the main hot spot at this point in terms of weather. Ongoing very heavy rain, torrential downpours of rain right over the places that don't need it. flash flood emergency in progress for the Pensacola Metro from downtown back over to Warrington. Ongoing heavy rain happening just to the north of Perdido Key out towards Perdido Bay and Lillian. This is under severe limits. Nothing in the way of severe convective storms are noted. This is simply heavy rain with a good bit of lightning embedded. Same thing in Baldwin County. Storms are below severe limits. You've got heavy rain happening near Daphne, Spanish Fort, extending over to Loxley, areas here near Elsinore, Seminole, south of I-10 as well. They're in Baldwin County near the Derailed Diner back down to Lillian. Storms also happening across the Mobile Metro. These are under severe limits, but you're hearing loud and proud thunder near the University of South Alabama campus, which is right here. Crichton is here, Pritchard is here. This is Interstate 65 and 165. Simply heavy rain. These storms are below severe limits if you're watching from Mobile County this evening. And same thing over near the Mississippi line. Tanner Williams, Seven Hills, Wilmer, 98, which is right here. All this mess below severe limits. Loud and proud storms also happening back in Jackson County, Mississippi. Quickly, I want to take you over to the regional radar view because we are watching a mesoscale convective system, an MCS, back here. This is a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma. This mess is going to translate to the east in the hours ahead, just like that, really to the southeast. And it's going to come through Shreveport, Ruston, Monroe, Louisiana, cross the Mississippi River near Vicksburg, come into Jackson, and ultimately come into our area in the morning, probably sometime between, say, 7 and 11 a.m. That's kind of the 4-hour window when this whole thing is going to start. Loud and proud thunderstorms capable of producing damaging straight line winds going to come in here from the west. Large hail tornadoes also possible. So, plan of action. We're going to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. And again, keep in mind, we do not want folks out driving in this ongoing flash flood emergency that continues for the Pensacola, Florida metro area. There's no more tornado warning. The warning that was in effect for Baldwin County that prompted us to come on the air is now gone. All clear for now from the tornado threat. If we have more warnings, of course, we'll come back on Facebook Live. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson saying good night for now. Next video by 7:15 a.m.
Be sure to find us across social media and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.